you believe, okay? It will take only 5 minutes. I don't want to take more than that. In the beginning of the 1980s, I was attending the higher school. I was in the final of my studies, looking forward to be an electrical engineer. Suddenly, I found myself working in a factory. Again, suddenly, I found myself working in a store. My father had some pride about me because, you know, my grandfather was an electrical engineer as well. So they were looking on me as a next generation and keep the trend within the family. Suddenly, I really let him down because I was working in a store. I went back at home and I gave him the news. Whoa, I can't look back because at that day it was a really bad situation at home, you know? What the hell are you doing? You know, what is a store? Store is without nothing, you know? And I started to speak about logistics. Are you crazy tonight? What is that? Something of the space? Well, you know, 20 years ago, even more than that, you know, in the 1980s, beginning of the 1980s. In 1998, I've achieved something in my life because I went through different stages. I was almost 30 years at that time, so I'm almost 40 today. And 2 years before he died, he looked at me and he said, "Son, well done, you achieved it." Because in 1998, or 97, 98, I opened the first institution in Malta, and I was founder of the first Institute of Logistics in Malta. So I was very proud that my father looked back on me and said, "Son, well done, you achieved it," you know, and I felt really proud. And the great satisfaction, which gives me great satisfaction, is not making money from training and consultancy, but looking back to my students, or meeting my students, or those course participants who come to my training, and I meet them and they say, "Hey guys, how are you doing?" "Oh, Alex, I'm doing very well." "You're keeping the job?" "Yes." And that gives me great satisfaction, because the biggest achievement is not finding the job, but keeping the job nowadays, right? So that gives me a great satisfaction, looking at you, all of you working in the logistics, and it gives me really good satisfaction, and I would like to congratulate you, and I will tell you, keep it up, okay? In 1997 again, it was a great change in my life. Why? Because I was working as a trainer with the government, training a lot of people in my country, in stores management, retail, and all the concepts of logistics. And the head of the training insisted with me that I had to, you know, change and revise the program, because when you work in a training organization or an academy, we know that every 3 years we have to revise the program, the course contents, right, to keep update with the developments. So I went to England and I came across this Institute of Logistics, and later on it became the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport. Today I feel very proud of being member of this institute, because it gives me something which maybe other bodies did not give me. I think there is no need to tell you, because my colleague here, Mr. Menon, have already explained to you that the institute has a lot of history behind it. We have 80 years of charter status. In fact, our patron in England is the Queen herself, and the institute also acts advisory body, especially for transport for the British government. We have over 30,000 members worldwide, and it's always increasing. And and even the Freight Association a few years ago joined the institute, more than 3,000 members. We call it the BIFA. What is happening in UAE? Let me give you some information about UAE. The local section in UAE was formed in 2002. In fact, our patron is His Highness Sheikh Ahmed, the CEO and Chief and Chairman of Emirates Airlines. Okay, So we are very proud of that. The local section was formed up by members from the maritime section, from the maritime sector, sorry, aviation, one of them is Emirates Airlines, and also the freight. For some time, in 2004, the local CILT UAE section has also hosted at the Marriott, at the Fairmont Hotel, the general AGM, and it was attended by all sections in the world. Unfortunately, for some time, this section was a bit dormant. Okay, this year we also has lost one of our founders, Mr. Ron Martin. He was also chief executive of this section, and suddenly, you know, there was a vacant within this section for this position. To be honest, I didn't expect that I will be nominated as a regional director. Why? Because, to give you some also information, back in 2003 I came to Dubai about 5 years ago. I was working with a company called ESCFdxb. My colleague is here, and we started to promote the CILT in UAE. At that time, the local section wasn't running any programs, just having members on board. They had over 80 members, and training was not being done at all. After some time and discussions, you know, we started to promote the training even in the local media, but we were not lucky enough about that. Maybe we were not using the right strategy for that. To cut the story short, recently I was in England, and you know, the Director General Cyril, my boss, had looked at me and he told me, Alex, I know that you're doing a lot of job in UAE. Why don't you consider, you know, taking this job? It was a huge challenge, but having met Shuraya, Kishore, and after Shankar, having ICDT as well, and also your group, after only 3 minutes, I told him, yes, I will do it. Hopefully that the Emirates Supply Chain Forum will give me a hand. So this is a new position for me. Okay, I'm still crawling in UAE. I need to learn a lot. Okay, I'm still learning. So when I give training, I also receive training especially from the local people. And hopefully in 2008 will be really a challenge as well. Because now, this week I met the local section committee. Okay, the good news that Emirates Airlines is going, hopefully, I'm waiting for the final confirmation, is going to host us to open an office in the Emirates Aviation College. So we'll have an office there. Hopefully from this office I can also support ESCF as well. It will be my office and your office. Okay. And we are planning that, as my colleague said previously, that this year, next year, we will host at least 4 events, maybe every quarter, okay? To make sure that CILT will keep the momentum, and also the ESF will continue with this progress. This year, last year as well, and this year, ICTD also have managed, because the meeting with the forum, it was all part of the ICTD. So to my colleagues, the credits are all to ICTD to meet Kishore and the rest of the ESF members. My previous colleague, Mr. Ibrahim Alhaj, is not here, in Malaysia, studying for his master's in IT. So most of the credits goes to him and to his successor, Mr. Ahmed Awad. And today I'm very happy to be here among you and to distribute certificates not only to some members of you. This is a great achievement for the Institute to penetrate within the forum, and we are looking forward not only for the 24 members, but hopefully the Institute is looking for that all the Emirates Supply Chain Forum members will become members of CILT. Okay? With with great pleasure